Ever notice how some Kia Sorentos and Tellurides hit 250,000 miles like it's nothing, while others are on their second engine before 120,000? Because here's the truth. Most Kia failures aren't bad luck. They're slow habits stacking up over time. Today, we're breaking down 10 illegal Kia tricks to make your Sorento or Telluride last longer. Number 10. Cold start our quiet engine killer.
Looks like the first month, we already have snow everywhere.
This one sounds harmless at first. You remote start the car, let it idle while you get ready, then walk out a few minutes later. I mean, warming it up should be good for it, right? That's what everyone thinks. So why do some Kia engines develop carbon buildup, oil dilution, and timing problems, even when the owner always warmed it up? Modern Kia engines don't actually need long idling to be safe, even though that idea still feels baked into everyone's head. In reality, long cold idles usually do the opposite of what people expect. The fuel doesn't burn as clean, the oil takes much longer to warm evenly, and moisture from combustion just hangs around inside the engine instead of burning off. Nothing sounds wrong, nothing feels wrong, but all of that is quietly happening in the background. A short warm-up? Yeah, that's good. Give it a moment to settle. Let the oil pressure build, let everything wake up. But letting the car sit there idling for 10 minutes every single morning, especially in colder weather, that's slow damage. It's not immediate, and that's why people don't connect it to problems years later. Owners who keep Sorentos and Tellurides alive for the long run usually do something that feels almost wrong at first. They start the car, wait maybe 20 or 30 seconds, just enough for things to stabilize, and then they drive off gently. No revving, no rushing, just smooth, easy driving until everything is fully warm. It honestly feels illegal to drive away that soon, like you're breaking some unwritten rule. But over hundreds of thousands of miles, that one habit alone saves engines in ways most people never realize. And if how you start the car matters this much, wait until you hear what most owners do right after they start driving. Number 9. Short trips are harder on your Kia than long drives.
This is the SX trim and seats 6 passengers.
This one surprises almost everyone. You're just running errands. 5 minutes to the store, 10 minutes to work. Nothing aggressive or tiring. Feels like the easiest kind of driving, right? So why do Kia Sorentos and Tellurides that mostly do short trips often wear out faster than ones with higher mileage, but longer drives? Short trips don't give the engine enough time to fully warm up, and that's where a lot of hidden wear starts. The oil stays thick longer than it should, moisture builds up inside the engine, and fuel never burns as clean as it's supposed to. That moisture doesn't just disappear either. It mixes with the oil, turns into sludge over time, and slowly starts working against the very parts that keep the engine healthy. Bearings, passages, seals, all of them take a small hit every time the engine shuts off before it's fully warm. Nothing fails right away, but the wear adds up quietly. The engine never really gets a chance to clean itself out. Owners who see extreme mileage understand this, and they don't panic about short trips. They just balance them. When they can, they take the car on longer drives, even if it's just once in a while. Sometimes that means an extra loop around the block, or taking the long way home. And yeah, it feels unnecessary at the moment. But here's the strange part. It feels backward, yet a Kia that's driven less, the wrong way, can wear out faster than one that's driven more. And once you really understand how driving patterns matter, the next mistake becomes impossible to ignore. Number 8. Oil changes matter more than oil brand.
Now your oil cap will actually tell you what weight oil to use.
This is where confidence quietly kicks in. You're running synthetic oil, the interval looks long, the dashboard says everything's fine, so you wait. And honestly, it feels reasonable. The car sounds normal, nothing feels off, and in your head you're thinking, yeah, I'm good for a while longer. Why do some Sorento and Telluride engines still fail early, even when owners always used good oil? Oil doesn't suddenly fail or give you a clear warning when it's done. It breaks down slowly, almost quietly, from everyday things that don't feel hard on the car at all. Short trips, traffic, constant heat cycles. None of it feels abusive, but all of it adds up. By the time the oil actually looks dark or dirty, at that point, it's lost some of its ability to protect moving parts, even though the engine still sounds normal and keeps running like nothing's wrong. Owners who see 300,000 miles understand this, which is why they don't treat the dashboard reminder like a rule. Most of them change oil around 5,000 miles, sometimes sooner. Not because Kia doesn't know what they're doing, and not because the oil is bad. It's because real driving is harder than test conditions. And while oil protects the engine itself, there's another fluid that quietly decides if your Kia even keeps moving at all. Number 7, lifetime transmission fluid is a lie.
Alright, and sure enough, like I said, you just drain it like a regular oil change. Here is our fluid.
Kia calls it lifetime fluid. Dealers repeat it, and the owners believe it, until the transmission doesn't feel right anymore. Why do Kia transmissions fail long before engines do, even when owners never abused them? Transmission fluid breaks down from heat over time, especially in city driving, and towing only makes it worse. Nothing feels wrong at first, and that's the problem. But once the fluid loses its ability to protect, wear speeds up fast. High mileage owners don't flush, and they don't wait. They just do regular drain and fills every 30 to 60,000 miles, using the correct Kia fluid. Because by the time shifting feels off, yeah, it's already too late. Stay ahead of it, and that transmission can quietly last a very long time. And that brings us to the fastest way people permanently damage their Kia. Number 6. One overheat can shorten engine life. Most people think overheating only matters if it keeps happening. The temperature creeps up, you pull over, let it cool down for a bit, and then you're back on the road like nothing happened. And honestly, in the moment, it feels fine, like you caught it in time and avoided any real damage. So why do engines start burning oil or losing compression months after a single overheat? Modern Kia engines run very tight tolerances, which means they don't have much room for mistakes. Even a single overheat can warp metal just enough to create problems that don't show up right away. Head gaskets weaken, seals start to harden, and oil control slowly suffers, even though the car might feel completely normal afterward. High mileage owners don't gamble with that. If the temperature needle moves past normal, even a little, they stop, immediately. No, just a few more minutes. No hoping it comes back down on its own. Because overheating doesn't usually kill engines in a dramatic way. It shortens them quietly, over time. And most of the time, overheating starts with something small, something easy to brush off, and something people love to ignore until it's too late. If you're enjoying these tips to make your Kia last, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next no-nonsense tricks for getting the most life out of your Sorento or Telluride. Taking care of airflow and maintenance keeps everything running efficiently, but there's another basic item that gets ignored even more often, and when it's neglected, problems tend to show up all at once. Number 5, small leaks are never just small leaks. It starts small. A little spot on the driveway, maybe a faint coolant smell after a drive, nothing too serious. The car still runs fine, and that's usually when it gets ignored. So how do tiny leaks turn into engine failures years later? Leaks lower fluid levels slowly, and that's what makes them dangerous. They let air and dirt sneak into places they don't belong, and they put stress on systems that depend on proper pressure to stay healthy. By the time a warning light finally shows up, the system has usually been running under strain for a long time. Owners who keep Kias alive don't wait for that moment. If it's a valve cover gasket, a hose, or a tired seal, they handle it early, while it's still simple and before it turns into overheating, low oil, or wear that can't be undone. And yeah, it can feel unnecessary at the time, especially when the car still drives fine. But it's never really the leak itself that kills the car. It's how long it's ignored. And once fluids are finally staying where they belong, the engine still needs to breathe properly, which brings us to the next thing most owners forget to check. Number 4. Dirty air filters quietly strangle engines.
Making sure to apply a generous amount of cleaner to the dirty side. Let the filter sit for 10 minutes.
The car runs fine, the throttle feels normal, and nothing seems off. So nobody really thinks to check the air filter. And honestly, why would you? From the driver's seat, Everything feels exactly the way it should. How can a dirty air filter hurt an engine without any warning signs? Engines need clean air to run the way they're supposed to, and when the air filter gets clogged, the engine has to work harder just to breathe. That forces richer fuel mixtures, creates extra heat, and adds wear over time, even though the car might still feel perfectly fine while you're driving it. High mileage owners don't wait until an air filter looks disgusting. They check it regularly and replace it early, because they know it's a cheap part that quietly protects expensive components. Cheap parts, big impact. And while airflow matters more than people think, what really decides long-term health is what happens next inside the engine: combustion. Number 3, old spark plugs slowly kill everything around them. The car starts, it runs fine, and nothing feels off, so spark plugs quietly get ignored. And honestly, it makes sense. If everything feels normal, there's no real reason to think about them at all. If the car feels okay, what's actually going wrong? As spark plugs wear down, the gaps slowly open up, which means the coils have to work harder just to fire each cylinder. That extra effort creates more heat, combustion becomes less even, and everything starts operating under a little more strain than it should. Nothing fails right away, and that's what makes this so easy to miss. But the stress is building everywhere in the background.
And now we're ready to insert it back in.
Owners who go the distance replace spark plugs timely, not because they're chasing performance, but because they're protecting everything around them. Fresh plugs make life easier on the coils, smooth out combustion, and reduce unnecessary heat. It's one of those things that doesn't feel urgent until you understand what it's actually preventing. And spark plugs don't just fire fuel, they protect the rest of the system. And speaking of protection, let's talk about electricity. Number 2, weak batteries wreck electronics.
Both the terminals are taken out.
The car still starts every time, so the battery never really gets a second thought. And honestly, if it's doing its job, it's easy to assume everything's fine and move on. How can a working battery damage sensors and modules? As batteries age, voltage starts to drop, and more importantly, it becomes inconsistent. That puts extra stress on the alternator, feeds confusing signals to sensors, and causes electronic modules to run hotter than they should. Nothing fails all at once, which is why this flies under the radar, but everything connected to that system is aging faster in the background. High mileage owners understand this, so they don't wait for a battery to completely die. They replace it early because stable voltage keeps the entire car calm and predictable. And with modern vehicles, that matters more than people realize, because today's cars run on electricity almost as much as they do on fuel. And finally, that brings us to the habit that matters more than any single part. Number 1, driving style. Two identical Kias, same maintenance, same mileage, and somehow they still end up in completely different places. One keeps going strong, while the other starts falling apart, and at first it doesn't make any sense at all. So, how does driving style decide everything? Hard acceleration, high RPM, late braking, none of it breaks the car today, and that's why it's so easy to ignore. The car keeps running, everything feels fine, but that constant stress never really goes away. It's there every time you drive, working against the engine, the transmission, and everything connected to them. Owners who see huge mileage don't drive slow or baby the car. They drive smooth. They give the car a moment to warm up, ease into the throttle, and keep their inputs predictable instead of abrupt. It doesn't feel exciting, and it doesn't feel special, but it works. Over hundreds of thousands of miles, smooth driving always wins. So what do you think? Which of these habits do you already follow, and which one surprised you the most? Comment down below. If these tips were useful, check out more videos on your screen right now for keeping your car running strong long term. And if you want straightforward, no-nonsense advice on making vehicles last as long as possible, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.